What's up, everybody? Sparrowwood again here from Sleepless Nights with another episode on Space Engineers. When we left off in the last episode, we kind of built our wall setup here and started to work on the ceiling docking bay kind of thing, but we were testing out different walls, and the general consensus that I'm getting was that everybody kind of liked the gray walls here. So I took the liberty of going back through and, like, resetting them all. I didn't remember to color some of these lights, which I'm fixing now, because they didn't really match. But, yeah, there we go. So, over here, let's see. I guess we could put another strip right here. Like so. And this will kind of just finish off our walls, I think, for the moment. As to the gravity walks, however, there's a couple of different ideas that I've got from the comments and such on those, and we're going to show them here in a second. Okay, why did it change orientation right there? Alright, there we go. So, yeah, I like that. Looks good. A couple of people had mentioned, though, that we could inlay these further back, and they wouldn't have to be exposed right away. I kind of like this idea. So we're going to try it on, we're going to work on one side and leave the other just so that we can see if we like it better this way. So the idea here is to put an actual wall kind of thing. We'll have to probably leave that open now that I think about it. I was going to put a wall there, but I don't think that'll work. Oh, no, what we can put, though, is a doorway. In fact, we'll need a doorway. So let's see, which one do we want to use? We could use the Death Star ones, since we're kind of getting closer and closer to this being more of a Death Star ship. Let's see how that looks. That doesn't look bad at all. With this block set. It looks pretty good, actually. Alright. So, now, what we'll do is grab that, and we'll bring, like, the walkway out, right? Like, just for example. Not that it's gonna be like that the whole way up. Now, what was actually, I think, meant was to put a ramp here and then bring it up there. But I'm actually going to change this around a little bit in case we want this hallway to actually go and do something. So what I'm actually going to do here is we're going to put two of these blocks down, and then we're going to use the gravity walk ramps here and bring it up like this. Like so. This way, is this connected properly? I can never tell with these ramps if they're set to the right orientation. I think they are. And then, of course, we'll obviously have to turn these off for now because they're all out of whack. Like so. But this way, we can kind of continue our doorway. Let's see here. Grab this. And this is mostly a temporary thing that I don't know exactly if this would stay here or not. But theoretically, this would allow us to do something like that. I don't know how this will actually connect. Let's find out. Oh, that's interesting. Had not anticipated that. These are not designed to be inverted like that. Well, that's interesting. And that could cause problems with the rest of my design that I was going to do. I guess I could do it like that. Is there a lip there? There is. Well, that could be problematic. Depending on how we end up handling that, but for now... Whoops. Come back. Alright, so for now, you could walk through the door, but on the outside, it looks fine. Oh! I can't put a door up there. Yet another issue. I don't think I can put a door up there, can I? No, because these take up the floor block. Ugh. Okay, so this block would have to be gone. That actually brings me to kind of another point that's been brought up about... I hope that's the right way. I think it is. Can't see. Oh, and then there's no floor. Haha. Well, Okay. So then maybe we would have to do... like this. Maybe. Let's see how that looks. One thing you can see right now is it's I think technically sealed, because I screwed around with it in the reactor room a bit, and I'm pretty sure that the game would interpret this as sealed, but unless we put other blocks around it, you could see through it, which is just weird. But yeah, this could work, sort of. But the idea was kind of to conceal it, that you had, you know, like, a door there, instead of having them just inlaid into the wall. I'm not sure how I feel about it, to be honest. I like the look, but considering what it ends up doing to the flooring with the rest of the build, I'm not sure if we can really use it. I do kind of like this, though. It's a little bit different, kind of interesting. But, like I said, unfortunately, I don't really know if I like the compromise that you have to make of the flooring on the top part. The bottom's fine. I mean, you can work with that. Though, this looks a little funky. But again, that could be fixed with just some blocks on the floor. So yeah, we'll leave that the way that it is. Let me know what you guys think about all of that. One of the other suggestions was to actually add a gravity generator to where all you'd really need to use for the ramps, or for the grav walks, was the walking up the wall, and then once you get up here, the gravity shifts and it's already where it's at. Not a bad idea. The only problem is in terms of gravity generators. It means having more of them spaced around throughout the ship, where I was planning on just having like a couple. But I guess it doesn't really make a difference, because all of these gravity walks have like gravity generator components to them anyway. So what I'm going to do is let's operate on the assumption that we roll with that idea, that we're going to do this, the gravity walks go up, and then from this point we're going to have a gravity generator kick in. Actually, with that in mind, we also don't need that block there, now that I'm thinking about it. And I also don't think these are colored right. No, they're not. So, yeah, it would basically look like this, and we'll have a gravity generator up here to operate... Come on, why are you avoiding that one block? That's weird. So we're going to basically draw a line. Let's put it, like, right here. I just realized something. My frames are kind of jagged, but I just heard the refinery. I wonder if those are on. They are, because it was when I was still playing on survival mode. So those had to be on. Let's turn those off. Oh, those are already off, so the assemblers were on. That might help a little bit, but not much. So we're going to operate like this. This half is as if we were going to keep everything with gravity walks. This half is going to be as if we had like a gravity generator right here on top under the floor that's negating for the ceiling part, kind of thing. So what we're going to do is remove all of these, because once we get up and have flipped now, theoretically, we no longer need the gravity walks. And I just realized something. I've been talking about how the passageways, or the catwalks for the Death Star thing, have gaps in them, and they didn't do it down here, and I'm realizing it's because I outlined them with the NM steel block. So we might want to follow suit with that as well. By doing something like... let's get... Actually, we're going to roll over so that this is now the floor. I know, it's weird. And then we'll do... like this, right? Yeah, it goes out 2 blocks. And then let's do our perimeter. We're not going to fill the rest of that in at the moment because I'm not sure how we're going to design this. So let's go off of the assumption that it continues, but it's not going to continue for now. And let's add our corners, which we will need, and our passageways. We're going to have to put a T there. Whoops. Alright. Corner. And... is it 5? There we go. Alright. So that's good to go. We're going to need lights on the floor to match the top. And this is all kind of stuff that it's not excuse me, not necessarily necessary. I know, that's a... try and wrap your head around that one. But it also makes it look rather unique to me. And I like things to follow suit once you've had some kind of pattern or art style or whatever you want to call it. I like to keep my builds kind of having the same theme, is probably a good way to describe it. Alright, and then we can put these here. There we go. So now we're mirrored, basically, which looks cool. I like it. We're going to go ahead and shut this door here, just to give us the proper effect of how it would look. There we go. Kind of interesting, kind of different. I kind of like it better than having the gravity walks everywhere, actually, now that I'm looking at it. Okay, so now the interesting part happens. This is where we have to make the ships that come up through the hangar land up here and have like a pad kind of thing going on. Now, there is an immediate issue that I notice right off the bat. and that is that with this divided in half, I can't accurately make assumptions on what the actual pads would look like. And if we do it like this, then what pads we could have might end up looking a little weird. And what I mean by that... Oh, we could use this block. That'd be different. Let's see what we can do here. So, one of my theories I just thought of was replacing a T-junction here with a four-way so that then you can do a strip like this. Now, this basically provides a 1, 2, 3, 4 by a 3 by 4 or 4 by 3, depending on which way you're looking at it. Pad for it to, like, you could say this is for one ship. You could do another one here and say this is for another ship, and you know, you've got your pads. And then of course we could do things like putting lights here. Did I put lights over there? I did put one over there. And say this is, you know, landing pad. There's a couple problems. One, it's uneven, and we know how much I love uneven or non-symmetrical things. But it causes a problem with, like, where does the connectors go and things like that, because the whole point of this is to allow the ship to land and dock so that it can lock itself down, connect to the ship's storage system, and either reload if it's a fighter or dump if it's a if it's a mining or welding or whatever. So this kind of pad design poses a problem of where do we actually let the thing reset, right? Like, where do we put the connectors? Where do we put you know, it limits our size to, instead of having a smaller or a medium-sized shuttle type thing, now you're looking at like 4 small fighter type things, which isn't bad. You could have fighter, welder, grinder, driller kind of thing. Not a bad idea, but it does limit your options. Now, there is... And the reason I say this divides it in this manner is because if you were to have a walkway here, the idea would be that it would continue over to the other side, and that there would be one that continues this way. And so this is the quadrants that it's broken up into. Now, one other thing is you don't have to do that. You could have one catwalk that goes all the way through, but not have one that goes across, and then you could have... what dimensions would that be, actually, now that I'm thinking about it? It would be... Oops. Okay, so it would be 8 by 3. So they would have to be longer ships. This does give you a middle section that you could use to put, like, you know, like I said, a connector or something if you wanted to say it was always in the center of the ship or whatever. But truth be told, I'm kind of, as I'm thinking about it, as I'm talking it through, I'm kind of thinking that that's not such a bad trade-off. And we might as well have just left that there. And what I mean by trade-off is having it where we kind of know that the ships aren't going to be bigger than this pad, and the pad's not that big. But there's a couple of things at work here that I'm seeing. One is whatever ships we have, they're not going to be large, they're going to be small ships, which means the grid system is a little bit different. Or at least that's my intent. I don't intend to make... oops. I don't really intend to make large ships for drillers, shuttles, whatever. They should be like small one-man ship kind of thing. So this isn't a terrible size for something of that design. What we can do is make our own symmetry, and what I mean by that is making the connector always towards the back of the ship, or always towards the front, whatever. And we'll just say that the connector goes on the back end, and we do it on both pads, excuse me, so that when one docks this way, it connects the connector, and then another flies in like this and connects there. Now, one thing we will need... Oh, I haven't opened my inventory this episode. One thing we will need is airtight connectors. Because... What is this? EXT airtight connector. This just says extension? Or... I'm not really sure what that means. Let's go with this one. But there is one other thing I want to look up, and that is in all of these mods, are there other connector types? Because I'm pretty sure there are. Aha! That's one that I was thinking of, is the slim one. Now, the slim one is interesting. I don't know for a fact whether it's considered airtight. There is an armored one as well, which probably would be. I don't know why there's two of them. One by one. Oh, I see. Okay. Let's see. What can I get rid of? I haven't really been using the control panel that much. So let's test these out here. Okay, so like you could put it here, but the airtight part is at the back, so it would have to be sticking up one. I'm not a fan of that. This is a one-by-one block, but again... Well, no, I guess it wouldn't have to be at the back, so you could put that there, and it seals the back end. Yeah, you could do that. You can get away with that. So that's one option. The other... Not available... Oh, that's a small ship version. Okay. So this is actually an interesting idea as well. That it would be airtight because it's a full block, but it's actually flush with the ground and looks kind of more like a block. That's a pretty cool one. And then the other one is this guy, which... Now wait a minute, what happened here? Oh, I went out too far from not thinking of the walkways. That's interesting. Didn't mean to do that. Okay. Let's fix that real quick. I was like, hold on a minute, there should be a center. Alright, there we go. That's better. So there's also this one that we could use. That it's a little bit different because it's actually sticking up a block instead of being down a block. But, you know, I personally think I like this one the best. I don't like this one because it just looks like it's still open even though it's not. I mean, you can see that it's sealed, but it just doesn't look like it belongs there. This one, on the other hand, fills up the block. It's not taking up the block above it, so the ship shouldn't have a problem landing like with this one. But it also is like a full block, so I kind of like those the best. But anyways, and we can probably get rid of this now that there's a bar underneath of it. Yeah, and it's not entirely necessary for this to be a doorway, actually. Not yet. We've got doors on the side, so those could be our exits. We don't necessarily need ones to follow through here. So what I'm going to do is operate, even if the grav walks are going to be here. Yeah, I should just kind of resign myself to my fate, I guess. This is going to go bye-bye, I think. So I don't feel like tearing all that out right at the moment. But what we're going to do is we're going to set up the catwalks that are going to be here once the grav walks go away. And that will make things a little bit easier because they're already here, so I mean... No, I guess I can't build on them. That's kind of odd. Come on. Why won't you grab that? There you go. Okay, there's going to have to be another T here. And we'll just go ahead and grab these. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Alright. Connect these up. Oh! Oh, I did put a T there. Okay. I was like, hold on. And we'll need a four-way split there. Whoops, a daisy. When did that hit the wrong button? Need a four-way split there. And then we should just be able... Come on. To run it straight through. There we go. Nice, 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 nice. Now, the other thing is, by doing this, we're going to end up getting rid of this light and just putting another strip there that it's just going to run along the edge. And we'll just have the 4 lights in the corners and on the walkway. So yeah, I think, tentatively, let me know what you guys think, but I am going to replace these with this armored block for now. And if I just get an overwhelmingly, you know, switch it back to something else, we'll go ahead and do that. But otherwise, we'll stick with that one. And we'll go ahead... Actually, now that I didn't think about this, if we put a door... Where did my doors go? There they are. If we put a door here... Which I'm pretty sure this is the way they're supposed to go. We're getting a light from somewhere. Oh, it's the grav walks. Okay. I was going to say, theoretically, this should pretty much be sealed now of how it's going to look. Other than the fact that the grav walks are letting in light. Nah, you know what? Let's just fix this. We'll get rid of you. Get rid of that. Nope. Really? There we go. Okay, and now we'll switch colors. Let's actually do this from the outside. That might be a little bit easier. I think this is right side up. I guess if it wasn't, the door would open wrong. I didn't... just kind of thought about that. If they weren't accurately set up, then it would just... the door would have opened into the floor. Which, I don't know, that might actually be an interesting effect if you put it to the proper use, I guess. No, stop grabbing the edge one. There we go. Okay. Bring this back. Come on, one more. That's all you gotta do. And then we're gonna just continue these. Oh, I didn't think about that. I put a T there. That needs to be a 4 split. Alright, I'm just going to bring that out a little bit. And... wow, my game is getting really framey. It is not happy about all these mods. I can't help it, they look too cool. I mean, how would you do a Death Star or Star Destroyer build or whatever without all these cool mods? That is one thing I did want to specify, I guess, that I never really stated. I'm not intending to do a specific, like, we're going to recreate the Death Star or something like that, or even a Star Destroyer. But I would kind of like the art style and design to end up kind of resembling like a Star Destroyer or something like that. I think that would be pretty cool. Alright, so now... let's see. Do like this. Oops. Like that. No. One higher. There we go. There we go. Like that. Hope they're the right way up. And like that. Oops. And of course, like before, we've got to fix it to where they're not actually affecting the gravity at the moment. Aha! See that? We are officially sealed. We have officially sealed our hangar at this point. The hangar is now pressurized because when we opened the door, everything went flying out. The last touch that we need to do before we can really sign off on it for now, and I'm not sure we're completely done with it yet either, is because, I mean, there still could be some things that we might want to do. But the flooring, or the lights on the floor, is what we need to finish up here, and then we can call it quits on our hangar, or sort of, at least on the building part. As far as if we want to change up the landing pads or anything like that, we can. Oof, frames are getting so bad. All right, so that I think is going to do it for the ceiling of the hangar. Let me know what you guys think. In the meantime, I hope y'all enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, and I will see y'all next time. Peace.